Every year, Minecraft puts out a really extensive April Fool's Day update, sometimes reworking the entire game. So today we are going to be ranking every single April Fool's update on a tier list. But guys, before I get into the video, if you do like my channel, please give it a like and sub. It would mean the world, and let's get into it. So the first update Minecraft ever did for April Fool's was the 2011 Minecraft Store update. Basically, whenever you tried to open a chest, you were greeted by a kind of prompt asking you to go to a store. And once you go to that store, you can buy a key for $3, a bunch of keys for $18, and basically just like it was making fun of microtransactions, which is kind of ironic because the Bedrock edition of Minecraft now has a store very similar to this. I mean, it's not quite as bad, but it's pretty bad. So I think it's funny. I think it was a good April Fool's prank, but as an update, I don't think it's very good. So I'm going to be putting it in D tier. The 2013 update, or Minecraft 2.0. So for everyone wanting a Minecraft 2, here it is. And it kind of lives up to its name. It introduced so much stuff that's actually in the game now, including tinted glass, which is now stained glass. They added blocks of coal, which is such a weird addition, but they also added horses. Now, I shouldn't say that they are horses, they're reskinned pigs and cows, but they're still really cool. And that's not where it stops. They added diamond chickens, friendly withers. You could literally feed animals until they explode, and they got fatter the more you fed them. Sheeps would fly when you give them golden apples. There's just so much little weird stuff that makes it feel like an entirely new game when you're playing it. It really is just an awesome update. And I feel like even though it's not that in depth, it still definitely deserves an A tier. The 2014 update was the villager update, and I feel like we need another villager update, but this one was a little bit underwhelming. I think it was funny, but it's a little bit underwhelming. Basically, what they did was they changed every player's skin and all the noises in the games to villagers. Scoop, 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 scoop. And I think that's really funny, but it didn't really change that much about the game, so I think I'm just going to put it in C tier. The 2015 Minecraft update, aka Minecraft Loves and Hugs update, I think is amazing. This update changed the entire game of Minecraft. So now you have a love meter instead of hearts and hunger, and you can't get hurt and you can't hurt anything, but you can punch things and that basically pets them. And once you get enough hearts, you can get blown up by a creeper, and then you'll play Mine Creeper, which is basically just Minesweeper. The other additions outside of that were basically all focused around making the game as cushy and as friendly as possible. So, like, dungeons are now made out of quartz and they're very nice and not going to hurt you. The desert temples are now completely safe. There's no TNT. And now, instead of having to like mine and fall all the way down the pit, there's a nice little water and ladder for you to go down into the desert temples. So, I mean, this update just overall was amazing. There is one weird thing, and that is the obsidian boat, which didn't work and just sank both in lava and water. And lava was actually called cheese in this update. I'm not totally sure why, but yeah, basically this update changed the entire game, and that's what I love. But it didn't really make it like a new game that you can totally play all the way through because there's just not that much content. So I'd say this is a very, very solid A tier. The 2016 update, also called the Trendy update, released a bunch of new technological blocks and items. So the first one is a USB block that literally is just a redstone block. It does nothing new. Then we have VR goggles that when you put them on, you can see like a top-down version of the world as if you're like a massive person, which personally is so cool. I wish that was in normal Minecraft, but I mean, it's only so useful just because, I mean, it's just kind of like a better version of the map, a cooler version of it. Still very cool though. So then the next thing is an ankle monitor that when you put it on, and like if you go super far away or if you go into the nether or the end, it'll just yell at you and it does absolutely nothing outside of that, which is which is kind of awesome. And then the smarter watch is the final item that was added, and it basically tells you the time, but it also tells you just tons and tons of statistics, more than you would ever need to know. If you need to know how many jumps you've done, how many times you've hit a certain mob, how many times you've done anything, this thing is going to tell you. So if you like statistics, there you go. This is perfect for you. But for me, I think it was a good update, but it's just kind of small and it didn't really add anything super fun. So I think I'm just going to put it in B tier. 2018 introduced new Minecraft textures as the new April Fool's update. Now, you guys might be excited thinking, wow, this is going to look beautiful, but no. They revamped the textures, but they revamped them down. And so all the textures look absolutely horrendous. They are as basic as they can possibly be, which is kind of amazing. I really like how they redid every single texture in the game just to make it all look horrible. Even though I don't think it changed much about the gameplay, I still think it was a good, funny April Fool's update. It's kind of basic. There's not much to say about it, but it was really funny, and some of the textures are just the worst things ever. So I don't think I can put it in D tier, but I think this has to go in C tier. In 2019, they released Minecraft 3D on April Fool's Day, and this is like a completely new game. So they basically took inspiration from a bunch of old video games, and they included things like cheat codes. They had a bunch of new, basically useless items that did nothing, and they just had so many weird things that added to the overall game, but there really wasn't that much to it, especially since you could only play it for 5 in-game days. So you could only get so far. I think all of the little additions were super fun, but this isn't really a game you can totally play. So that's definitely gonna hurt it. It's really funny. There's like you can click a button and there's like a boss mode, so it'll hide the screen if your boss is walking by, or like you can make the screen smaller or bigger, like just a bunch of really weird useless options that are there because they're funny. So I can't rate this too low, but also you can't really play it that much, so I can't rate it that high. So I think this is a perfect B tier. Minecraft's 2020 update was called the Ultimate Minecraft Content Update, and it is very true to its name. This update is insane. So basically, it just added a ton of new dimensions, and by a ton, I mean 2 billion, because they were mostly randomly generated, but the ones that weren't are all amazing. Like, you could spend tens of hours in each of these dimensions. Some of them are insane. My favorites are warp content, which literally just brings you to a skyblock dimension. So you can play skyblock in vanilla Minecraft, which is amazing. There's warp isolation, which has a house in a massive dirt field all alone. Inside of the house, there's a few dogs. And if you go upstairs, there's Bob who lives in the house. There's a few other little Easter eggs, but that's amazing. I'd love to live with Bob. There's Warp Llama, which has just like an infinite amount of tiny little rooms with llamas in each one of them. And they're really nice rooms, but they're totally trapped in them. I don't know what the point of that is, but I love it. There's Warp Notes, which has just an insane amount, an infinite amount of note blocks that just automatically play, which I think would be great to play on because you'd go insane very, very quickly. And there's Warp Wall, which has a massive bedrock wall in the middle of the world, and one side of the world is blue, and on the other side of the wall, the world is red. So I guess that would be cool. I don't really know why. But yeah, this update is just amazing. And beyond that, there's plenty more already made dimensions, and there's a ton of randomly generated dimensions for you to just play on for hundreds of hours. I mean, this is like Minecraft 2. This is literally Minecraft 2. So how could I put it anywhere other than S tier? The 2022 update was called Minecraft One Block at a Time, and this update is really a new game. This is awesome. So they removed the inventory and they made it to where you can only use one block at a time. So, like, anything that you have to do is made infinitely harder because, like, you can only hold stuff. You can't interact with anything. So, even like smelting means that you have to hold fire and find the block and then go place the fire near that block. and hope that it works because everything is so unintuitive. Like crafting is a massive struggle in this version where you have to like try and throw things onto the crafting table. Beating the Ender Dragon is a lot harder, but also easier because you can ride the Ender Dragon now, which is awesome. But there's just so much that was added into this version that it really does feel like another game. It's really hard, and so it's not really like any normal person could play and beat it. I really think that this is like one of the most insane updates because it really is like changing everything about the game. And then we get like normal updates that are like, oh, we changed one tiny thing and added a new mob. But this is like the entire game is completely different to such a degree that like you could play this game and not have any idea how to play Minecraft. You could play Minecraft and not have any idea how to play this. So I think this is 100% a S tier game. This is one of the most fun versions of Minecraft, in my opinion. So it's definitely an S tier. The final, well, for now, April Fool's update, which is the 2023 vote update that just happened. And guys, this is by far the best Minecraft update ever, April Fools or not. This update is insane. So they literally added like 20 updates in one update. But the first thing is the voting mechanic. So basically you can regularly vote for new things to add or change about the game. Now, you better vote because if you don't, you will lose and die and not be able to play. But if you do vote, then you can change basically everything. You want your tools to work faster. You want to be faster. You want to be able to ride a cat. You can do it through voting. There are new mobs. There are new items that you can access through voting. Basically, everything you want, you can gain through democracy. But that's like the start of it. So you can change yourself into literally any mob that you want using potions in vanilla Minecraft. This is like the most wanted mod that everybody wants is now in vanilla Minecraft, and it like every mob is completely different. If you're the bee, you can fly. If you're a fish, you can swim, but you can't really move on land. I mean, this is incredible. But it doesn't stop there. Above being able to use every mob, there's a ton of small changes that are just amazing. But there's also the moon, and you can go to the moon, and the moon is like you fly through space to the moon. This is insane. This is like a whole new 20 updates in one single update to where each one of these is super fun to play with. It adds so many new elements to the game, and like there's nothing wrong with it. There's no bad part about this. So I honestly think that I want to make a lot of videos on this vote update. It's so incredible, but this is easily an S tier. This is my favorite update, and I'm so excited to see what they do next year. But I think that's just about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I worked really hard on this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Peace.